Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our lesson about making histograms. So you'll want to get out your note paper. We're going to be doing this example here, just from that same note paper we've been doing, and then we'll do some examples from your assignment, which is called histograms. And so make sure you have both of those handy, and we'll dive right in. Alright, so first things first, when making a histogram, you need to actually make something else first, which is a frequency table. And the way a frequency table works is you're going to make a table here, and you're going to pick some bins over here. And those bins are going to be ranges of numbers, say 0 to 4, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, things like that. And then you're going to go through your data set, and you're going to tally up how many are in each of those sections. These are bad numbers to choose right now because I haven't actually looked at my data to figure out what would be good bins yet. But yeah, you're gonna be making a table here. Let me yeah, there. We'll try and make it big enough that you can see it. And so here our numbers are going from 13 to 85. So it'd probably be best to start down at 10 and have our interval size be 10 numbers wide. So let's do 10 to 19, and then we'll do 20 to 29. And the reason I didn't start at 13 is because, I don't know, I like having nice numbers here. We could have started at 13 and then gone to 19, but you do have to be really careful when you pick your bins because they do have to be the same size. And so if you do 13 to 19, don't write that there. That is going to be 7 numbers wide, right? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then when you do the next one, you gotta do 20 to 26. And those are bad 20s. 20 to 26. And then the next one, you have to do 27 to 30, whatever. And it's just 1, hard to count, and then 2, not as nice in numbers. So that's why I chose to start at 10. Let's do a section that's the 10s, and then the 20s, and then we'll have the 30s and 40s, and so on. And so yeah, that's kind of the thinking behind why I chose starting at 10. And yeah, this will be really convenient groupings here, because it'll just be like, if it's a 20, you count it in the 20 section. If it's a 50, you count it in the 50 section, and so on. So I'm going to finish writing these out. Yeah, sorry, I just fast forward a little bit because I don't think you want to watch me just write these numbers down. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is we're going to go through our data set, and we're going to count how many of these numbers are in each of our bins here on the left, our intervals. And so you count how many teens there are. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It looks like 6 of them, so right, 6. And if you want to, you can have like a tally column, and then you can put the frequency here. Yeah, you can go through, it's like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you count it, and it's 6. And then the next one, you go through our 20s and figure out how many there are. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 4 of them. And then you can keep going through the rest of these. So you may want to pause the video and then go through the rest of them and see how many you got in each of those bins. All right, I went through the rest of these. Should have gotten 6, 4, 0, 3, 2, 1, 1, and 3. So now we have all this information, we can actually now make the histogram. All right, so let's go over to the histogram part. And these are your normal X and Y axes. The horizontal part is we're going to be putting our bin numbers here. And we got, let's see, there's like 7 of them. So let's put 7. So we start at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, etc. 70, 80. And you do have to put the 91 there because we got numbers that go up in numbers between 80 and 89, and then the next one will start at 90. When you're writing these down, you just put the beginning of all your intervals, so that's these numbers here. When you put this next number, it's assuming that anything that's 20 is in this next section, and you'll see what that means in a sec. And then our vertical part here, this is going to be the frequency of our numbers. And we go all the way up to 6. So let's just put some tick marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make 5 a little bit bigger, so you can see 5 and 6. And now you're going to be making a bar graph out of our frequency table. So you're going to make a bar that's 6 tall to represent our numbers 10 through 19. So we'll go up to 6. And that's a bad bar there, but we go up to 6. And we draw it down. You do want to make your bar as wide as this space down here. There's not actually supposed to be a space between the bars on a histogram unless there are no numbers in that interval. So keep that in mind. Our next one is 4, and I'm just gonna attach that on there. Notice there's no space between them. The next one does have 0, so I'm not gonna put a bar there. My next one goes up to 3, so I'm gonna draw a bar that's 3 tall. And then my next one is 2, so I'm going to draw one that's 2 tall. There's one number in the 60s. There's one number in the 70s. And then there's 3 numbers in the 80s. So I'm going to make mine 3 tall there. Notice no spaces between the bars. And we're trying to draw this the best we can. So it's like a bar graph, but not the same thing as a bar graph. It's got some extra things you need to know. But that's how you make a histogram. You first have to figure out some intervals, some bins to put things in. Then you have to count how many are in each of those from your data set. And then you're going to graph these heights with these as the base there. And it makes a lovely histogram looking like this. So let's go to your actual assignment, and we'll do a few examples. Let's just do 1 and 2 so you can kind of start off on the right foot there. So go to number 1, and it does give you some intervals to use. This last one should actually go to 11, because this is 0, 1, 2, which are 3 numbers, 3 numbers, 3 numbers, and that should also be 3 numbers. So we're going to go ahead and make a table, 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and then 9 to 11. And I would like for you to go through and fill in our frequency table with how many are each of those categories. Pause the video and come back and check and see how you did. All right, let's have you check and see how you did. Did you get 7, 5, 10, and 9? And fill in a little table here. If you did, awesome. If you didn't, may want to, if you messed up one, go ahead and recheck, recount those. You may notice I cross things out. That's because I cross it out when I count it. It helps me keep track of which things I did and didn't count. And if I miss something at the end, I can add it back into whatever group. Anyway, so let's have you go ahead and go over and make your histogram. I'll help you kind of start with the labeling things. On our horizontal axis, we're going to be counting by 3s. So I'll start here at 0, 3, 6, 9. And you do have to put the next one because you have a group that goes 9 through 11. The next one would start at 12. And so you got to put 12 there because we're going to be drawing a bar over here. And then on the vertical axis, we need to go all the way up to 10. And so let's put some marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I like to make it bigger so I can tell. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. And you could go higher if you wanted to, but there you go. But yeah, go ahead and make the histogram. Remember to make your bars as wide as this. There shouldn't be a space between the bars. And you're just going to make them these heights here. So take a moment to do that. All right, let's have you check and see how you did. This first one should be 7 tall, and the next one's 5 tall, and then 10 tall, and 9 tall, and voila, you've made your histogram. All right, let's go to one last problem. Number 2, again, this I think on your paper it's right on the intervals there. But yeah, go ahead and make your frequency table. 6 through 8, 9 through 11. And make your entire frequency table all by yourself. On your mark, get set, go. All right, did you get 8, 15, 7, and 13? Hopefully you did, because that's what I got. And hopefully I'm right, Go ahead and make your own histogram, put your own labels on it, draw your bars. And so pause the video, come back after you've done that, and we'll see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. Did you, count by 3, start at 0, count by 3s, make sure it went up to 12, because the next one would start at 12. It'll be 12, 13, 14. There. if there was more. And you have heights of 8, 15, 7, 13. If you did, awesome. You may notice that I put a little gap here. That's okay. I was just trying to make it so it wasn't right up against all these tick marks, but it's okay if this whole thing was flush with the left side here, because it does start at 0, and that's fine. And I wanted to show you that you don't have to put it flush with the left side if you don't want to. It's just kind of an arbitrary point there. But there you go, making histograms.